let's face it, we're being bombarded left, right, front, and center with all these psyops, psychological operations, all of the noise, all of the chaos, all of the agendas, all of the everything that's forced upon the masses, the sheep. And it's people like us who become aware of these things and identify where Satan has revealed his hand. And we can identify the enemy oftentimes through these psyops and not partaking in the brainwashing. So let's have a little fun here. Let's think of some things that are psyops. And they could be funny ones too. They could be far-fetched, but I got a list here of some sneaky tactics of the enemy. Alright, y'all. We got someone going nuts with a leaf blower or a chainsaw. Something, I don't know. But alright. Most of us know this. The red versus blue political parties. Pick a side. Pick a side. I just saw a title on YouTube. It said like, leftists don't lift. Thought that was pretty comical and accurate, and it made me feel good. But I'm not a righty. I'm not a red party, you know. I think it's all a bunch of baloney. I think it's all a distraction, a tool to get people to turn on one another and to identify with a manufactured idealization, preventing everybody, most people anyways, from finding themselves and their own identity and their own beliefs and their own spiritual awakening. So we got the red and blue, PSYOP. Public schooling. Yeah. And the world would look at you crazy if you speak about these things, right? They don't understand. They've established themselves into the delusion, the matrix. But school, dude, it's all a bunch of nonsense. The history books, all of the stuff that they take weeks and months to teach the kids, half the time it ain't even real. And if it is real, it's like pointless. You got to be learning about necessary life lessons, like teach people how to take care of their finances, to not get in debt, you know, to have discipline in all areas of their life. Like, school is just, and they're just pushing the propaganda. They're blurring the lines between the genders and everything. You got the Freemasons with their hands in all of the criteria. I was thinking about this lately. I remember like once a year, it would go under the radar, but all the kids, we would be given like this form, and it would say, fill in the bubbles, and you would give this piece of paper information about yourself so that they could monitor and closely, and the questions were like, are you religious? Are you Christian? Are you this? Are you that? White, Asian, American, all these different ethnicities. And it's like, dude, now that I'm older, I see how there have been outside forces keeping tabs on the ones who, it's like, if I were to have had the wisdom back then that the Lord has blessed me with today, I would have been a smart aleck. I would have been exposing all this crap in school, but I was asleep. So it's almost like they're, testing the waters. Which one of these children in these public schools of the area is awake or on a fast track to awakening? Which one of these kids are stepping out of the box? And most people aren't, especially at that age, because it's not just the school. You got grown-ups and people outside of the school that are conformed to the delusion and the matrix. So it just gets handed down, right? How about this? Planet Fitness. You ever go into Planet Fitness and you're like, why do they keep playing all this like sissy music, all this like super not cool stuff? Did you know that the owners of Planet Fitness are a gay couple? And I started thinking about this. I'm like, yeah, okay. Is that why everything's purple? Is that why all these machines are like super sus? Is that why all the music sucks? Is that why, they make like tanning cheap and they got all this like weird sexual undertones going on with this public gym? It's like the cheapest and most affordable one. Yeah, I think that's a psyop. Definitely. How about this? War and drafting and recruiting. I don't think any of it's necessary. In fact, I think the powers that be need people to fall for the idea of war to keep the cycle of delusion going. I mean, and I don't know, I could be wrong about some of these things, but to some extent, that Satan has his hand in all of these areas of life. And I just think it's inflated. And I think the people in control of each country and crap, I think they're more friends with our leaders, so to say, than their own people. I think they just make it appear like all these countries have tension against each other. And again, I could be wrong, but I'm just pointing to something here. And then you got all the masses hating on cultures that they know nothing about for no reason. Moving on. PSYOPs. Short form videos and TikTok. It's like making people dumb. There's no, it kills your attention span. Everyone's just getting a real cheap dopamine hit, sitting on TikTok or whatever social media long enough to where they put their phone down and you're like, man, I'm exhausted. Literally and physically exhausted from just swiping. What did I learn within that past hour? No, it was all entertainment. And it's not even entertaining. It's just stupid, random. Everyone's trying to make it and get some clout and do silly things for attention. So yeah, short form videos, PSYOP. Sending Katy Perry into space. Yeah, that didn't happen. The distraction of televised sports. Now, I don't know how to word this. When I accomplish my daily activities, there are times when I like to watch highlight reels of the latest games and stuff. But I think televised sports are a tool, again, to distract and push agendas. They build these athletes up like influencers, and then they have them doing all this like flamboyant gay crap, wearing dresses, purses, all this like suspicious fashion. You got all these NBA players. Yeah, they're just blurring the lines and being used as pawns, in a sense, to push the propaganda. Because now all of the sheep and the powers that be, they know that all of the sheep all of these athletes have more influence than the politicians. So they got to use these athletes to do their bidding. It's all a game. The world is a stage. What else? Hiring flamboyant gays for customer service positions, like front of house positions. Like, do you know what I mean? They take the non-discrimination thing way too far, and they like a straight, confident man will not get the job because they're wanting to fulfill that role with someone who is super sexually confused and flamboyantly gay. Like, I went into Subway and this chick had a mustache and biceps, and her name was like James. And I walked in and I just turned around and walked out. I'm like, this creature is not making my food. But I started to notice this everywhere. It's like, and then think about Starbucks. They like, I swear, 95% or more of Starbucks employees are New Age sorcerers. Like, am I wrong? They got all these like crescent moon tattoos and I'm a witch bumper stickers, and the logo, I guess, is like some pagan god. That's another thing, logos and symbolism. It's right in our face. Like, speaking of that, look at this. See that white ring? It's almost like a portal. I've seen these in other big cities too. Look, I don't know if you can see that. Like a landmark. And actually, I've been around this city, and if you were in an airplane or a helicopter, you would see, looking down, a bunch of like pentagrams and crap. But when you're down here on Earth, you don't really notice it. It's like witchcraft, sorcery, magic. There's like, and that happens everywhere. The Freemasons. What do we got here? Psyops. Food. Oh my goodness, it's an Impossible Whopper. A while back when those were being pushed out, men were growing titties like rapidly fast from eating Impossible Whoppers. But food, I mean in general, we don't know what the heck is in that crap. Even like your groceries. You see videos, people buying watermelons that are like, you know, deflating and exploding. Stuff ain't even real. GMO, modified food. It's like, what can I buy? Like, I'm tempted to find some farmer out in the country, miles away from where I live, and just source my food from him. Even then, though, I think, like, if you're like a farmer, pretty sure the government, like, bombards you and makes you submit to their will. It's crazy. Maybe we need to learn to grow our own food. Holidays. Mainstream holidays. Yeah. Dating apps. It's just weird if you think about it. Like, think about giving this idea, this business idea, power, and joining this business idea in creating a profile, a portfolio, where a bunch of the opposite sex is just shopping for what they can get. It's not natural, right? I have an itch. Dating apps. PSYOP. And it's becoming normal. But, like, I don't think a relationship gained off of a dating app would ever last in the long run. Country music. Music in general. Like, music making you sick. Music making you depressed. Country music. It's just sad. It makes men soft and emotional. But yeah, I think music is like an escape. It can get you to like wallow in your emotions and be sad, and yeah, there is good music out there. And I think there is a time and a place to get yourself maybe amped up for a little healthy competition or throwing some weights around. Sure. But yeah, anyways. Marijuana. PSYOP. It literally makes you feel good while doing nothing. Makes you content with doing nothing. And I don't want to hear that it's not addictive, because it is. Because I was addicted to it. And it made me retarded and slow and fat and tired and lazy. And it made me smell like a skunk. Yeah, so that's another psyop. Marijuana. And what do you know, like all of these, and you know, there's some things that even believers struggle with, but don't become some person that defends it. That's the last thing you want to do. Be honest with yourself. It's just that you haven't overcome. And yeah, there's a lot of psyops happening constantly. Psyops that are growing. And these things are ridiculous. And you and I have the upper hand of knowing this. And it's like, okay, what do we do? What do we do about all this? Well, we have to wear the full armor of God and develop a healthy walk with God, but a healthy mind, body, and soul. Fight Satan. Put your foot on his neck. You know? Get strong. You are the light. And when you don't submit yourself to all of these psyops and all of these agendas, you gradually become a threat to the Matrix and the people that have submitted themselves to the Matrix. And that's part of God's will for your life, because in that sense, you are letting your light shine and, you know, giving others hope of how they can overcome these things. All right, it's probably super loud under this bridge, but yeah, I thought I would just take a little stroll and point at a lot of these psyops. What did I leave out? Let us know so we can gain awareness and be strong for the fight. All right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you are ready for another day, a blessed week, and an opportunity to grow in the Lord. So stay tuned and God.